Yeah, the answers have been there, that's for sure. Yes, always question the narrative. I mean, that was something I guess, luckily for me, like that was something that came naturally to me. I was always, and I guess that's in terms of the big five personality traits. That's being super high in openness and also disagreeable. Because you have to be super high in openness so that you can go out to find the new ideas and have some discernment to determine like which ideas are worth paying attention to, and then you have to be disagreeable enough to publicly talk about it. And that was kind of my teenage years. I was a very stereotypical angry teenager who was raging against the machine. you know it's funny to look back on, but yeah, I mean, I was that kid, and I was highly skeptical of religion and very outspoken about it, about how stupid I thought religion was. And I really was throwing out the whole thing. Like I didn't see any value in spirituality, and I was very ignorant to philosophy too. Like I never read a lot of philosophy. I think I probably read Plato's Republic, and I read some things here and there, but I didn't take them that seriously. I guess I didn't think, especially as a young teenager, I didn't think I needed philosophy. I kind of thought, well, just be a good person, bro. And I don't know that everybody needs a philosophy. I think that there's a personality type. If you're questioning things, it's complicated, but like I feel like there's certain people who need religion more than others, and it is the tough cases. The tough cases of people who are stubborn, who won't just listen to the authorities. Because sometimes your elders are going to be full of, and it's true. So sometimes, yeah, you don't want to automatically trust your elders. You need to, there's always going to be some people that just won't take your word for it. They have to discover it for themselves. And that's a problem, I think, that societies and cultures have to like attend to. Otherwise, there's this thing about, I don't remember if it's in Batman. It's in one of these movies where it's like, some quote that goes something like, the abandoned child will burn the village down just to feel its warmth. I'm kind of butchering that quote, but like, it's true, man. Like, you imagine like that one kid in the village who slips through the cracks and who is not loved in a way that can get through to them. And they grow up being bitter. And just with one kid, who's lost, and they might not even intend to burn the village down. It could be an accident, but because they don't have the proper mentorship to help them understand the dangers of fire. They can end up burning down the entire village in an attempt to be loved, in a sense. Like, they want to feel the warmth of the community, and if they don't feel it, they might go off the rails. And I think every society has to contend with that you're going to have crazy people who need special attention. When I say crazy, I just mean like not average. People who are not falling into the normal average categories. And there's always going to be people, I think, in every civilization, every society, every community that they're not going to fit in perfectly. And you need like a shaman or a priest or a medicine woman or some authority or some, when I say authority, it's really just like some elder, some person who has mastered life. They've raised kids. They understand reality to some degree that they can try to help a lost soul. Somebody who can't find balance. And I think that's, I feel like there's this idea like that religion isn't, I mean, it's for everyone, but it's especially, I think, crucial to those people who are the tough cases, the people who have a hard time being balanced. I think anybody who has kids or more than one kid, or you're around a lot of kids, you sort of realize pretty quickly, like, they're all so different, even within the same family. And some kids have a hard time with balance, and some kids, it comes very naturally to them. And I think nature, wants to produce that kind of variety for those edge cases where you might need the crazy barbarian or the nerdy brainiac, to solve a problem. And so, I believe communities will produce multiple types of people in an attempt to, sort of fill these spaces, or these areas of the sort of vocational landscape, if that kind of makes sense. Like, we all sort of end up having to specialize in a society that where agriculture is already taken care of,